Wonder if Dad saw that no trespassing sign. Oh, that's my cue.
Morning, everybody. Chad, Adler Farms. How's everybody doing? Hang on, we always get spider webs right here. I always get sidetracked and take one right to the face. But, yep, there's one. Oh, son of a gun. Dadgummit, I hate them things. Hope y'all had a good weekend. See all the critters. Dadgum, look. Look at that. You see it? Look at that guy. Just gonna go this way. Smokey, what you doing? What you doing? Hey, you gotta get down. I can't move it with your big body on it. What's it doing, lady? What's you doing? Let's go. Let's go. Go get him. Go get him. Go. All right. Let's see what everybody's doing. Who's here? Who's not? This got bigger. Cool. That's something I actually hid from you guys. On the last video, I hid that from you. So Dad added another panel on each side and brought the gate out. So this is now 40 by 10. And here he added, it's like 3 panels. So that's 20 by 10. A lot more room, huh? What's up, boys? Lucius, Pennyworth. And then there's Dude. What do you think, buddy? You like the bachelor life? I bet you don't. What's up, boys? Batman. How you doing, buddy? They're pretty happy. Lola. What you thinking, lady? What you thinking? All right, ready? Ready? Boom. Magneto, what you think, buddy? Morning. Pig, pig. Pig, 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 pig. Pig, 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 pig. Pig, pig, pig. Pig, pig, pig. Everybody always asks, when is Han gonna grow the size of Leia? Well, they're almost 3, they're closer to 3 months apart. I went back and checked. Well, it's gonna be a little bit, but hey, don't judge my boy. When we first got Haas, the size difference was like that between him and Lola. So the next question is, can we get Lola into that pig pen safely? Really like to see her move in there. I think she would help with a lot of the weeds too, because I don't know, these Idaho pasture pigs, you know, we've got Wilma down there on fescue and I don't know, spring grass, hay grass, whatever you want to call it. Johnson grass. We've got Lola down there, or I'm sorry, we've got Wilma down there on a ½ acre. And she barely touches the grass. And yeah, we're feeding her grain, but remember, she belongs to Mr. G, the man we're leasing the land from. He actually pays for her feed. So we're just growing her out. We just want her to get as big as possible. She's a feeder pig. So she gets grain, she gets grass. Lola, on the other hand, and these two back here, they should really eat a lot more grass, and they don't. Lola will. I shouldn't have thrown her in that mix. I think Lola would go in there and go to town. Magneto's in there, he's behind the tree. But, oh, there he is. We lined this pen with welded wire when the piglets were in here, because this is not like piglet fence they could have got out. Or hog panels, I should say, it's cattle. So we lined it with welded wire. Well, instead of, you guys know how we deal with, you know, we have an amazing canopy which provides a lot of shade, but it doesn't let a lot of sunlight through, so that's why we get parasitic issues. So we had to be really, really careful. But when Dad extended these pins for the chickens, he didn't cover them with tarps. We actually took welded wire from Lola's pen, since there's no piglets in there now, and we just draped welded wire over the top of them, kind of like this, actually. So that way there's plenty of sunlight, but it still keeps aerial predators out and things like that. So anyway, the chickens have now figured out they can get back in there. So it's kind of funny. It's like Lola's got roommates again. There you go, buddy. Nobody else gets that much all to themselves. Hey, you guys miss Batman yet? You miss Batman? He misses you. Chickens. Chick, 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 chick. Man, look how big they're getting. I really hadn't noticed they were getting this big. You guys see them through all that stuff? That's mint. Man, there's some pretty ones in there. Really can't wait until they start laying. It should be pretty interesting because Magneto, these chickens in here, it's an Ayam Cemani Pinna de Cinca mix, Ayam Cemani Americana, Ayam Cemani cream leg bar, and Ayam Cemani well summer. So probably going to be some really dark chickens. Like, they're all black except for that one you see right here, but that's a rooster. But there's probably going to be some blue and green eggs coming out of these guys. Should be pretty good, pretty cool. They can hear you breathing behind me. Yeah, they can hear you breathing. Little space invader. Little space invader. Burp. 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 So make her burp. That's what I was doing. Burp. All right, let's go. Vamonos. I'm sure some of you guys want me to address the meetup in Sulphur that Brandon from Rustic Woodwork and Family posted. It was awesome. It was a great time. A lot of good people there. I actually didn't film one bit. Down there to have a good time, and I did. I enjoyed it. Hung out with, I mean, you guys have already seen a few of the lives and some other people that filmed. It was just an awesome time, a good time of fellowship. The kids were able to run around. It was extremely safe. So you have to like trick these chickens now. Pour some feed there so that we can get in the door. It's not that they want out. Well, she might actually want out. But they try and be the first to whatever I've got in this scoop. So it's kind of funny. Ow! Dude, he just lit me up. Interesting. Looks like Grandpa was here yesterday, so all the eggs are collected. What eggs we do get. There's one right there. It looks like a turkey egg though. Well, Thanos buddy, you just made a big mistake, brother. Because I got a little boy that everybody loves way more than any animal on this farm. So you will be going somewhere else. Because if you do that to me, you'll do it to my little boy. And I'd bury you where you stand. You guys see that? Imagine what that would do to little Adler. He's still giving chase a little bit. You guys know, we had a turkey named Mr. T, and you couldn't turn your back on him. And this is what's going on right here. He's watching me. It's like just this morning. I've never seen this before. So that's a shame. That is a shame. Some of y'all aren't gonna like this. I bet you Magneto doesn't mind though. You know, when you have a farm and something like that happens, you just make decisions. You know, remember, I spent a lot of time this weekend with some guys that have been farming their whole lives and only on YouTube a few years. And we talked about robbing. We talked about best practices on a farm. We talked about a lot about YouTube, but mostly about how you deal with things just like this. I don't need to name any names. You guys know who was there. But these guys that have been doing it a lot longer than me, like their whole lives, I know exactly what they would do in this situation. And let me take care of it real quick. All right, dude. Today is your lucky day. Guess what, buddy? You got new girlfriends, and none of them are your sisters. How about that? There you go, buddy. All right, now he's not the only rooster in there. So there will be a little pecking order established, but that's all right. It happens. Everybody's got to hold their own. And we know for a fact, what are you doing? He is the only roo in there now. So, we'll see how he does. What do you think about that? What do you think, dog? So Thanos is gone. Adios. See you later. I'm sweating a little bit, but I didn't bat an eye. See you later, buddy. Those YouTubers and those farmers I was referring to, I don't know if that's what they would have done. What they would have said is, it's your farm. You do what you got to do. But think about it, like, I can't give Gary and Cassie, you know, because they were looking for a rooster for a while. I can't give Gary and Cassie a rooster that attacked me. Mr. T, our turkey that attacked us, he came from a farm where they knew that he actually was kind of a wild one and he liked to attack and fight the other birds. So I knew that going in. It's okay. That's why Adler didn't go in this pen. Well, we had Mr. T. So one less mean animal on the farm. I mean, look at it this way, guys. Not that the beefy boys are an exception, but the beefy boys have an end date, okay? I got to get them to December. If I get in the pen with them and they get a little bit rowdy, is that their fault? Because they've got a little bit different role on the farm than a rooster, which I've got, well, it looks like Dude is running about 2 or 3 of them around the pen. So I would say I've got at least 3 roosters, plus Magneto, Dude, the 3 in the pen, and the one we just moved to the turkey pen. I got 5 roosters on the farm. Is that 5? Yeah. I got 5 roosters on the farm. Expendable. But I will say this, if I had 10 beefy boys, 10 steers, and they were this close to processing, and one of them was busting the fence every day and taking off and doing things I don't want it to do, and one of them was acting like a rogue rooster, he'd get bumped up in the line. Absolutely. Dude's got olive egger genes. And those are Ayam Cemani mix and olive egger and Easter egg, blue eggs, I guess, mix. So that's a good mix. And then this guy right here, I guess he needs a name now. He's not near as menacing or threatening looking as Thanos, but he needs a name. So I'll check with Case later and see what he thinks. You ready? You ready? We turn the corner. We're on your move. Go. Jumped you today. I got you today, didn't I? It's gonna be hot today. It's gonna be hot. Okay. Stay on that water. Stay near the wallow. Uh-oh. Hear the beefy boys bellowing. You stay near that. Somebody asked me how big this is the other day, and I've actually been in it for giggles, and I know they pee and poop in it, but anyway, that's a 55-gallon drum. Gosh, goodness, I mean, you can tell the size comparison. I don't know, maybe it doesn't show up on camera. Boy, cicadas are loud. 8 feet by 8 feet. I mean, it's huge. She's got that almost about a foot deep now. She's got her own little swimming hole. Somebody asked why I show the four-wheeler rides. Part of it is because in a video like a year ago, I showed almost like 5 minutes of a four-wheeler ride. And some of y'all thank me because you can't ride a four-wheeler anymore, or you don't have one or never been on one. But now I show bits and pieces of it. But what I'm actually doing is checking my fence lines and making sure there's no branches down, making sure the hot wire, here, let me show you. Sometimes when a branch falls on these wires, you know, these are kind of, they're tight. So they're kind of spring loaded. They've got some elasticity to them. So if a branch falls, you know, even 50 feet that way, it can pop this wire and make it bounce, kind of like a rubber band. And if it flips over and then it comes up and it touches this, it grounds the whole fence out, and it's no good. It drops the kilovolts way down. Usually the animals will still respect it, but you don't want it doing that. It just defeats the whole purpose of having a fence. So I'm showing the four-wheeler ride so some of y'all can enjoy it, and whether I show every single post or connection or not, know that that's what I'm doing, is checking all the lines. Morning. They're like, dude, get the food, bring the food, bring the food, get the food. They got so much grass that this, these cubes is like it's like cookies to them. Speaking of getting a little bit rowdy, they are indeed. I don't know what his deal was. He's always kind of been my buddy. And it's more calm. 42. Here lately, 44's kind of mellowed out, and 42's kind of a turd. The fence is off, and I need to run get my charger. So, or not my charger. I need to run get my fence tester, and I'll show you guys what I was talking about. So, hang on. Channel sponsor, coupon code down below. All right, so we already know there's a fault. The fence is off. All right, I turned it back on. I'm not sure if I got it on camera or not. We already know there's a fault. There's actually two of them way over there. So I'll get a measurement for you to show you how much that can affect it. It's not too bad. It must just be barely touching, but remember those numbers. All right, so see that right there? Focus. The fence is off. It's not quite touching the metal, but it was popping when we came by here earlier. So it's just too close, and it's slowly going to shift down. You might say, well, that's because you ran it around there, you goober. You're not supposed to do that. You're not supposed to like interlock it and turn it around. Listen, if you've never run this stuff, okay, it works. And in order to get it tight, especially, see where I'm at right here? It drops down about 12 feet and then it goes back up. Okay, I didn't zigzag this for the fun of it, okay? So lay of the land, I couldn't go that way because there's some holes and some trees we don't want to get into. But this is the easiest way to make it tight. I didn't want to cut the wire again and add a tensioner. I've already got a tensioner down there. And now I'm done justifying my actions, but trust me, this was the best way to do it. And yeah, so now we'll go get another measurement and we'll see how much that affected it. Remember those numbers? Let's see what they look like now. There we go. I like it. Yeah, I like it a lot. So that you guys saw it when we drove by there, the popping, man, the flies and gnats. The popping when we went by there, that wasn't quite as big of an issue on the amp wattage, on the kilovolts yet. Amp wattage? It wasn't quite as big of an issue on the kilovolts yet, but that's in large part due to the S100 because it's the big boy, one of the big boys, especially for like a residential. I don't know, like I don't have 20, 30 head on 50 acres. You know, this is the S100. It'll certainly do that, but on 2 strands, just keeping in 2 steers, I've got roughly just shy of 4 acres. It might be right at 4 acres of turbo wire. And I fixed my gate down there if you guys didn't see that. So you're still running 8,000 kilovolts. I could probably add another string or another 2 or 3 acres and still be golden. So I'm very pleased. I love this thing. This is the S100. I've got a combination of turbo wire and turbo braid on here. If you're gonna start out, pigs, turbo wire. Steers, turbo braid. That's what I would do. S100, turbo braid. The S100 will come with clamps. You'll just need to buy a grounding rod. And this is the fault finder, all from Gallagher. Link down below, coupon code, all that good stuff. $400 or $500. I'm not going to tell you the difference in what I spend and what you spend on T-posts and step-in posts, but because some of y'all may have T-posts already there. So see, that number is kind of irrelevant. That's going to depend on your farm. The S100, couple rolls of turbo braid, 2 steers, 4 acres, 8 acres, whatever, you're golden. You really don't even need this. If you're a big boy, you'll just grab the fence and you'll know it's hot. But I prefer to test it. Anyway, see you in a minute. A lot of you guys have asked us about this lock. I'll link it down below. I've got one on my house. Mom and Dad have one. I think my little brothers have like the smart locks, but in an emergency, we can all get inside each other's houses. But some of you guys have asked us about this one. And I did a video on it like, goodness, forever ago. Like Mom and Dad lived here for about 4 or 5 months and we were making copies of keys and all that stuff. And we were like, hey, let's get these smart locks. So anyway, I'll link it down below. They're super easy to set up. They're not really, this isn't a smart lock. This is just a mechanical thing. It takes 4 AA batteries. I'll link everything I do to get this to work down below, but they're not really that much more expensive than a regular deadbolt. Now, I don't mean running to, nothing on Walmart. I don't mean running to Walmart and getting a deadbolt that I could probably take a screwdriver and just, you know, crank the little thing over. I'm talking about an actual KWIKSET name brand lock, but I'll link it down below because some of you guys have asked. But the main reason we added that is, do I still have that? Yeah, I'll put the link. Yeah, it's right here. One of the reasons Mom and Dad needed that is because, as you guys know, Dad goes to the gym and works out super early in the morning. Before we had that smart lock, he actually locked himself out of the garage somehow, like via the handle or something. And then of course he had to stand in the garage and decide at 3:30 in the morning if he was gonna call and wake Grandma up to let her know he locked himself out, or if he was just gonna hang out in the garage for a few hours until she woke up. So at that point we were like, hey, let's put one of those padlocks on there, the key padlocks. Okay, so here's the dilemma. I got something really cool and special planned for you guys, but I also want to move Lola. Anos this morning kind of threw a wrench in moving Lola as far as my time crunch before noon. Because at noon I'm doing something really cool and Case is going, so you guys are going to want to see that. Because you guys have been missing Case, right? Need to get this too. Hey, if you guys, everybody asks kind of what cameras I use. I don't use this. It's a DJI Osmo Action. This is the one Dad took to the beach. If you haven't seen their vacation vlog, I'll link it as well. It's supposed to be waterproof, just like this. DJI makes the drones, super awesome company. It's supposed to be waterproof up to like 33 feet. Dad got it about 6 inches underwater. That was it. So I'm gonna reach out to DJI and see what they can do for us, because that's not right. No, about a year, had 0 issues, and then 6 inches underwater and she gone, plus my SD card. We're gonna take care of those errands, do something cool with Case, and tomorrow I don't film or anything. Like you guys will see this at 4:30, the day I'm referring to, 4:30 Central. Lola will probably be moved by the time you see this, but I'm gonna do it tomorrow morning, so you won't see it until Thursday afternoon. All right, so I told you guys we're gonna do something cool. Here, you wear that one, it's clean. I told you guys we're gonna do something cool. The little man's not with us for obvious reasons. When you do something like this, and I've talked to other YouTubers, when you do something like this, you just wanna be real careful where you go. But this gentleman we're gonna go try and surprise, he won the signed hat. And I picked him randomly out of the comments. And I think that video has like 15, 16 some thousand views. Yeah, picked him randomly and I said, hey, would you like a hat? And he said, absolutely. I said, well, give me your address and I'll send it to you. He gave me his address. I showed Case and I was like, almost a neighbor won our hat. Now we're in a different state. We're quite a ways away, but if you guys know, we're in Joplin, Missouri, and we border Arkansas, Oklahoma, and Kansas by about 30, 45 minutes in any direction. So as a courtesy, just so nobody's too worried, you guys know how I feel about, can we say the P word? Ends with emic.
I'd rather not.
Okay. You guys know how I feel about the thing that shut everything down last year, but I'm not a naysayer to it. Jimmy, from his profile picture, does seem to be an older gentleman. So we want to make sure, I'm actually going to kind of stand back a little bit because he may be one of those folks that's not leaving the house right now still. And we just want to be very respectful to his privacy and whatnot. We don't want to bring something that, you know, he's trying to avoid. So anyway, yeah, this will be interesting. I'm going to, not sure how much I'll be able to film because we don't even know if he'll want to be on camera.
Yeah.
He might be like,
yeah,
I don't want to be famous. I'll be like, we're not that famous. Case is famous, I'm not famous.
I'm awesome.
That's all anybody cared about.
What?
What'd you say?
I just said I'm awesome.
That's all anybody cared about this weekend was where's the boys. Can we tell him where you were at?
Sure.
He was in Florida fishing with family.
Yes.
Can I post a picture on here or are you keeping those private?
Absolutely not.
Okay. But you caught a shark?
I caught 2 sharks.
2 sharks and some red snapper. 3 red snappers, 2 sharks.
Yeah.
And did you keep one?
Yes.
Because there's a size limit?
Yes. It's 16 inches.
So if the fish is 16 inches, you can keep it.
Mm-hmm.
Not the shark, you got to release those.
Yeah.
But cool.
Caught a 16 inch and I hated it.
16-inch red snapper and you cooked it up and ate it, huh?
Yes. It's delicious.
Would have been a great little catch, clean, and cook video. Thanks.
No.
You ate it before you made it back to Missouri.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right, we're gonna go try this. There's several cars in the driveway. We'll see what happens. He's got an American flag outside, so he looks like our kind of people. But I did reach out to him and ask if he wanted a T-shirt as well, and he said yes. But he told me he needed a 3X. So if he's not happy with us surprising him on his porch, he's bigger than Daddy.
Should have called ahead.
Well, you got my back, right?
Yeah.
Okay. You sound real sure of yourself.
Yeah.
You got my back like you're gonna hold the camera is what it sounded like. All right, we'll go try it. I won't show you guys too much, but I'll show you what I can.
Yep. Wonder if Dad saw that no trespassing sign. Alright, here he goes. Answer. Oh, there we are. Oh, that's my cue.
Smile big, man.
Yep, everybody smile. This is Mr. Robinson.
Yep.
Jimmy, if you guys see him in the comments, say hi. This is Case. You guys recognize him, right? He's back from the beach. Still, I guess you're not jet lagged because you didn't fly. You're like car lagged.
Yeah.
You want to do deuces with us?
Sure, why not?
Do that? All right. So, pardon the dogs barking, but y'all be good. Don't work too hard. Don't make it weird. God bless. Deuces.
Deuces.